Hello guys, welcome back, and yes, I'm finally back from college. I'm currently gonna go to my second year in college, which is going to be like in a few months, I think, depending on how much time we're gonna be having, how many how much time I'm gonna have here. But either way, I'm really happy to be back, guys. Anyway, so welcome back, and today we're gonna be talking about Fate Remnant Collide, ladies and gents. So yeah, let us begin, shall we? So after the fight or the match with Team Indigo, they would start to get ready to rest for the next matches. As when they get to the locker rooms, specifically one of them would ask, "Ah, dang, that was actually kind of awesome, eh?" Especially when we decide to use our semblances. Well, semblances kind of, but for you, Rex, as you would say, yeah, I know. Besides, I'm not really interested in using my semblance yet. Considering that everything that you know, and also all of you guys, I would rather not do that. As Rex was continue talking, he would say, "Yeah, but honestly, I would rather not use my semblance. For now, I'm just gonna be faking it with tracing," he would say. As after saying that, Harmony would say, kinda makes sense," she would say. As she would be continuing listening to music. As she would ask once again, "Oh, and by the way, when is the next match exactly?" As he would say, maybe about, um, maybe, maybe after the next matches, maybe tomorrow perhaps, he would ask. As one of them specifically that of Tina would say, "Yeah," or at least that's what they've been told by some of the third years and second years at least. After a bit of talking, they would start to leave the locker rooms, getting ready to get some rest after the matches, and maybe even watch some of the other matches as well. As while they were leaving, Walter would say, or should I say ask, "Hey, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. Besides, I have somebody to talk to," he would say. As after saying that, he would start to leave. As you'd say, "Okay, just be careful," said Rex, because remember, he's still his partner. Not in that way, but yeah. So, as he left, him and the rest of his team would start leaving to go watch the other matches. But for Walter, he would be meeting his associates. As we go to the perspective of Cinder and the rest of her group, as she's currently talking to them about the recent matches, including theirs. As while they were talking, they would get a knock at their dorm room. As one of them specifically that of Mercury, or in this case Mercy, would basically open the door and would say, "Alright, who is..." As she would see Walter. As Walter would say, "Hey there," he would say, still now in his true personality. As she would say, "Oh, Walter," she would say. As after saying that, she would welcome him in. As after doing so, they would all sit down. As Cinder would say, "So, what happened?" As he would say, "They're still doing their own thing," he would say, "probably just watching the other matches or whatever." "Anyway, how's my sister?" he would say. As Cinder would smile as she would say, "Oh, don't worry. She's okay. Well, stable at best. Apparently, the disease that is plaguing her is still rapidly reducing her body to nothing more than... how do I say it? Like jerky," she would say. As after hearing that, he would clench his fist as he would say, "So, when this happens, when this so-called war happens, you can save her," as she would say, smiling. Or should I say smirking? Yes, you just need to become a master. And what we've recently been given was something interesting to help you. As after saying this, she would give him something that resembles that of an artifact. Or at least, somewhat like an artifact. Considering that in Remnant, they don't really have those types of legends at all. Or at least, anything resembling that of Earth's, legends. It's probably given to them thanks to the help of Ruler. Or at least, that's my current idea. Let's just continue on with the episode. As this artifact seems to resemble that of a piece of metal. As he would ask, "What is this?" he would ask. As she would say, apparently the current head, or should I say ruler, has given us this. Apparently, he called it, and I quote, an artifact. Something that will help us summon that servant that you're wanting to join this Holy Grail War, as you call it, she would say. Oh, don't worry. If you do win, we'll let you do whatever you want with that wish, including that of saving your sister. Just remember this. When you join this war, you work with us, she would say. And remember, we're the ones saving your sister, so don't forget our kindness. Or let her flatline, she would say, as she would be checking her nails. After hearing that, Walter would say, "Fine." As after hearing that, he would start to leave. As she would say, "Oh, don't forget about the ritual. We did send it to you on your scroll." After hearing that, he would say, "Very well." After saying that, he would leave. So, as he left, Mercy would say, "So, about this war, are we joining?" Or at least, as she would say, "No." Cinder would stand up as she would say, "You're not joining. Only I and the others will join. And when everybody's ready, we shall create chaos," she would say, as her servant, or I guess you could say mother figure at this point, being that of Minato no Raiko, as she would say, "Oh, don't worry," she would say, "I will certainly help you, my child," she would say, as she would be hugging Cinder from the back. As she would say, "Hey, stop doing that," she would say, as she would be struggling against, her man's strength. As both Mercy would laugh, and well, for Emerald she would just sigh, as she would say, "This is so crazy," she would say this to herself. As we go back to Rex and the others. As we go back to Team Wrath. Rex and the rest of Team Wrath, except for Walter at the time, as they're currently watching some of the matches, including that of Team RWBY versus Team. Was it Team? I can't. Yeah, was it Team Auburn? Let me just double check. Yeah, Team Auburn. As they're currently fighting them, Rex and the rest of Team Wrath would be cheering them on, saying, "Good luck, RWBY," you would say, as RWBY would be using her, her weapon. I think I nearly blurted. I meant her weapon, that of Crescent Rose, to basically slam into one of them, specifically that of. Let me just double check the team name. Would slam her scythe into Bolin, but not actually stabbing him right in the chest. It's more like just slamming him slamming him by using the scythe as a bludgeon, causing him to be launched across the arena as the rest fight. As the fight continues, we would go to a different perspective, that of Walter again. As currently in the Emerald Forest, you would see the Walter getting ready to ritual, using the blood of some nearby animals to create the summoning circle. As he listens to the instructions, or should I say, reads the instructions made by Cinder, as after doing so he would say, "So, this is it." As he gets ready, as he would start reciting the lines, saying, "Let the silver and steel be the essence. Let the pact of stone be the foundation." As while he's saying this, swirls of energy would start to coalesce nearby, as the air around the area would start to shimmer with a dark light. As he continues, "Let the great Archduke of Conshax be the ancestor. Let my beloved master be the one who offers the price." As after saying that, more dark energy would start to coalesce nearby, as several Grimm would start to run away from the area immediately, almost like it's scaring them. And that's a surprise to me, at least. So, as the summoning chant would start to continue again, he would continue on saying, "The line of defense to the sounding winds. A wall against the great..." a wall against the great... I said, "A wall against the gates of the four directions. Let the three-forked road to the crown be closed. Let the circle of the seven heavens fall." As after saying that, slowly the energy would start to form once again, as the artifact would start to shatter and break, but then reforming into what seems to be a humanoid being. "Let the seven hells break open. From the crown of the head, a spring of power." As you continue the line, as more and more of the energy would start to coalesce into a being, down to the very depths of my being. As the energy would start to overwhelm him, as his eye would start to bleed, almost turning a blood red, or more specifically, the white parts of his eyes would slowly become red. "The wellspring of life, I, who stands before the gates of faith, pledge my will and my command." As after saying these words, slowly the figure would start to form what seems to be skin and bone, as it would start to wield something that resembles a blade, as he would also be on top of a horse. As he continues to chant, "Heed my call, great heroes of ages past. From the throne of heroes, across the veil of time, answer my summons and manifest." As after saying these words, an energy pulse would burst out of the summoning circle, destroying it. As Walter would be pushed back a bit, but thanks to his semblance, he would create the strings that would basically attach to the ground, basically anchoring him down to the ground. As the summoning ritual ended, he would see his servant, revealing that of a man. The man has brown auburn hair, as his eyes are also brown as well. He will be wearing that of black and red armor, riding on a beautiful white horse. As he would say this name, "Servant Rider. I am Constantine," he would say, as the horse would neigh, as he would say, as he would continue his introduction. "I am the final emperor of the great Roman Empire. I'll devote myself to you, master, and making your wish come true." As after saying this, Walter would say, "Then you will help me and bring my sister back to health." As after saying these words, we would end this episode right off here. So yeah, I hope you liked the video, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye!